So we finally reached the part of this mess that we have been waiting for. The sit down between Quad and Dr. Gregory. And I'm like, come on through, Cookie. I want up on my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag and all its forms. What, Cookie? Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for the reunion part 3 of Married to Medicine season 6. It's actually episode 18, but let's go ahead into this. We finally are getting to the part where we got Gregory and Quad sitting down together. And more of the same, really. Nothing new. Nothing that really blew my hair back. Is more the same. Dr. Gregory telling you, I did this and I did that and I gave her this and I gave her that and all of that. More of the narcissistic bullshit that got us where we are. I wasn't here for it. I really wasn't. The whole thing just got right up underneath my skin the way that he's been doing. It's this whole thing of you trying to lead us to believe that you married this bum bitch. And I'm like, no, I'm not buying it. I've been here from the beginning. I've sat and I've watched this from the beginning. When we got introduced to her, she wasn't no bum. She wasn't a bum. She had a job. She had a job and she was working on a business. Same as she is now. She has a job and she's working on multiple businesses. You know, like seriously, come on. And it's always about what I did and what I gave. So that excuses all of your other bad behavior because you gave something and you did something. That's what we're supposed to believe? I'm just asking. Then there was this whole thing where she said, you know, he's dating. And he's dating now. And he didn't deny that he's actually dating. Which is, I mean, it's, I guess, no problem. Y'all have separated. You are not together and all of that. Though, if she was dating, it would be a whole different situation. Honey, they'd be ripping her damn heels apart. And he said, are you sure you're not dating? You know what? I'm not even buying into that, Gregory, because I pretty much am sure. If Quad was actually dating, if there was no other vlogger who knew about it, oh, I'm sure I would have heard about it. I'm sure my inbox would be running over. Oh, look at your girl, slut. She's out there dating, but she's still married. Oh, they would be tearing her and tearing me up, honey, because it's always, as soon as the show comes on, it's a constant attack for me. You know, you just, whatever Quad does is just okay. So it's a constant attack. So I would imagine I would have been the first one to start getting nasty emails about her out dating. But I ain't seen anything, ain't heard nothing in the blogs, ain't heard no nasties or no haters or anybody who's always, you know, at me about it. So I'd say that probably she's not dating, you know, and if she is, she's slick. Bitch ain't got caught. So hey, whatever. If she was, so what? They ain't together now. Anyway, moving on. Then the thing that really sold this for me, where I said, okay, Gregory, I'm done. I am done. I'm done. Oh, and furthermore, this is allegedly, but allegedly, she's not a bum, or her come up is real tough because what I heard that he was trying to sue her for spousal support. So for him to be able to sue her for spousal support, that would mean that, does she got more money than Dr. Gregory? So I did doesn't really matter, right? That's allegedly. But anyway, moving on. Whenever the thing came up where she said you were dancing with a woman in the club, well, you were in the club with a man too. Well, excuse me, but Quad is always surrounded by gay men. So was this one of these gay men that she was in the club with? Or was this a man? And we know, come on, Gregory, stop it. You petty. And you're petty enough that if this girl was in the club with another man, your ass would have ran to the radio station and did another interview. Stop playing. Stop playing. You're trying to make a mountain out of a molehill. You put 20 on 10, all that. You doing all that. Get out of here. You're ridiculous. And then this whole thing, when he said, I wasn't dancing with that woman. She was dancing with me. Did y'all get that? I'll say it for you once more in case you missed it. I wasn't dancing with that woman. She was dancing with me. That's the Jedi mind trick, ain't it? That only works when somebody's buying your bullshit. Nobody else is buying your bullshit anymore. Goodbye, Dr. Gregory. Ain't nobody feeling it. That ending was just as awkward. Very awkward when he, when Andy walked off and left the two of them together, and then they didn't know which way to go. Then they hugged each other, and then she thought she wanted to say something, but she just said, Child's like, goodbye, both of y'all. Goodbye, both of y'all. Shit. It was just as awkward. Woo, it was just too much. But he is a whole piece of narcissism that, baby, I wouldn't deal with, not at all. Trust me. Being in a relationship with a person for a very long time and then the relationship being over and you do still love them. I talk to you all the time about my relationship. It was like 8+ years. It was ridiculous. And all of the dumb shit that actually went on, yes, at the end of it, I still loved him. And that's why I don't forgive easily. Just like Quad. Quad, we've seen she's not a big forgiver. She's kind of hard with the forgiveness. I'm a lot the same way. Okay, so I can vibe with it. I didn't speak to this boy for like 4 years. Well, I thought it was 4 years. And then when we finally, I dropped the gauntlet and I was having a conversation with him and I said, I didn't speak to you for 4 years. Whatever, it is what it is. You already know me. You know how I get down. And he said, no, boo. You didn't speak to me for 6 years. It was literally 6 years had gone by that I literally would have no communication with him at all. At all. I mean, he had deaths in his family and everything else in that time. And he's like, I couldn't even reach out to you. I still felt like you were my friend. I'm like, yeah, okay. Well, I didn't feel like you were my friend because if we were friends, you wouldn't have did. He's like, okay, let's not go back. Let's not go back. But, yeah, I just, and I still loved him. That's why I had to pull myself out of it like that. I had to do it that way because it just wasn't going to work any other way. I had to cut all ties to get it out of my system. But again, this is not about me. This is about Gregory and Quadria, honey. Listen. Greg's full of shit. Anyway, moving on. All right, Mariah. And it was, really weird. It was funny because, when all the other couples were actually watching this in the back, and you could see they were kind of like rooting for him, and they were like, come on, Greg, get your woman back. I'm like, child, y'all are barking up a dead tree, honey. But Mariah, when they came back out on stage, Quan didn't even come back out on stage right away. And you can see Mariah is completely Team Greg. She's up there rolling her eyes and this, that, and the other. When Andy was asking them questions about how they felt about what they had just seen. And Mariah's rolling her eyes and carried on, and so was Toya. Just rolling her eyes and I said, really? I said, y'all is two evil whores, honey. I said, this is the best. And now, Toya, remember, Toya is supposed to be a teacher, right? So, she got right up underneath my skin. Toya was into this whole thing of don't say hit. Because, Contessa opened up. Contessa said, I didn't know anything about the physical stuff or him hitting her, or I would have never, ever said anything to her about her trying to save her marriage. Once someone's hitting you, there's nothing to save. There's nothing to save. It's just not good in general. And I said, that makes sense. That makes sense. It's not. It's not good. It's horrible. So I was like, all right, cool. that's when Toya jumped in, and Toya's like, well, no, don't say hit. He never said that he hit her. He never admitted to hitting her. Okay, dumbass Toya. So what was it that you heard? Or would you prefer that we use synonyms? Since you're the big teacher on board, would you prefer we use synonyms? Here you go. Here goes some. Okay, so we're not going to use hit. So let's use dragged, drug, smothered. You with me? Yeah, slammed. He slammed her to the floor. He put his hand over her mouth and her nose to keep her from breathing. That's smothering. She said he drug her all through the house in the midst of a fight, fucked up her knees, and she still has problems with her knee from him dragging her through the house. All of that's acceptable? I don't know. I've never been in a heterosexual relationship. Is this what you all do? I would love to know. Leave it in the comments. Now, I'm not going to give her that she ain't hit his ass too. Because they both had mugshots. Back season 1, we found out about that they two good fighting motherfuckers, okay? So, it is what it is. But ain't no husband got no business dragging his wife around the house on her knees and banging her and slamming her to the floor. She a little tiny little woman. Well, he a little tiny little man, but just the same. And then take the car. You know, just little stuff. Let's say you took the battery out of her car to keep her from leaving and shit. That is narcissism at its best. At its best. And I don't know how another woman could sit across from you on a couch and act like this shit should be going on in your home. That's just ridiculous to me. But I mean, you know, what do I know? Again, never been heterosexual, never been in a heterosexual relationship, but I know down to the homosexual relationship, ain't none of that shit going on. You're not dragging, fopping, pulling my hair. You're not doing none of that shit to me. You understand? Ain't nobody got time for and smothering. Really? Ciao, bye. No. I just looked at Toya and I said, wait until big ass Grimace starts smothering you, Hamburglar. Wait until see how you feel. Bullshit. Now, Simone. This is the thing. Y'all know I love Simone and Cecil. And it really hurt me to have to drag Simone the way I have for the last basically 17 episodes. I've been dragging Simone. But Simone's behavior has been out of order. Completely out of order. But I actually saw the old Simone when all of this came out, because nobody knew about the physical abuse that was going on. When all of this came out, I saw the old Simone when Simone looked over there at Quad and told Quad, listen, everybody in my household loves you. Everybody in my household. And if you ever need me or Cecil, we will be here for you. I saw the old Simone, and so did Jackie. Jackie was so happy. You could see happiness on Jackie. I saw love, actual love in Simone's eyes when she said it. Quad, I don't know if you'll ever even see this video, but you definitely need to look into that. Look into that, because I thought what you and Simone had was beautiful. And I think you feel the same way, because if you didn't, you wouldn't have been so hurt by the way she was acting. I was pissed off because I saw true friendship with them two. I loved Simone and Quad being friends. I just thought it was a good thing. But I saw the real Simone in that point, and I was really happy. I really was. And I hope that Simone and Quad could fix whatever that is that went down. I hope they can fix it. But I did. I saw love in her eyes. I really did. And I was like happy to see it. Contessa and Heavenly, them two bitches was completely over the whole goddamn situation. They ain't want to hear nothing about it. They was done with Greg. Done with that bullshit. And I was here for that. Okay, so Andy, you shady queen, you. What was the purpose of bringing up, yet again, this thing with Heavenly and Mariah with the ugly ex-girlfriend comment. The fact that Aiden's old girlfriend was supposedly ugly and she looked like Heavenly. You brought that shit up. Aiden's chuckling. Mariah actually came out of her ugly mouth and said, well, she did. After y'all just got done saying y'all wasn't going to do this with each other no more. Y'all was done fucking with each other like this, right? And I looked at Damon and I looked at Heavenly. And they wasn't amused. They weren't amused at all, and nor was I. I said, you know what? You're going to keep on playing around, Aiden, and Damon's going to knock your fucking hairband back one time. Just keep on playing. Your lace front going to be lifting. Keep on playing. I was like, quit playing with that man like that. Contessa and Toya. We've been waiting on this. We've been waiting for the ships to collide, honey. And let me tell you what I thought. And Contessa did kick it off. Contessa kicked it off. You know, I was like, Contessa, that was petty. Funny, but it was petty when she said, you know, about the house and all this. Well, how do you feel, Contessa, about, you know, Eugene and Toya's whole thing with the house and them getting into the, you know, building a house now and all of this, because you've had things to say about their finances before. And she said, well, I'm glad that they're finally, you know, doing something and moving into a house, because, you know, they've been running around living like refugees for years. I said, refugees. I said, no, God damn it, Contessa, that's shady as hell. That was shady. That was very, very shady, Miss Contessa. Funny as hell, but very shady. And then Toya. You know, Toya's a bitch that don't let shit go either. That's why her and Quad always butt heads. Because the two of them whores don't let shit go. You see how Toya slid that shit in there? She was, well, it was, and this is the thing with me. It seemed like everything that Toya had to say to Contessa was very rehearsed. Like she had rehearsed it, like, yeah, then I'm going to hit that bitch with this. Then I'm going to throw this shit up on top of it. I'm going to get that bitch. You know, and I was like, yeah, she rehearsed this. And then I was even further convinced that she did when backstage afterwards, that damn Grimace said to her, now, do you feel better now? You got everything out that you wanted to say to Contessa? Really? Really, Grimace? You spent a lot of time in the midst of the Hamburglar shit. Y'all gonna, you and your fry guy, y'all gonna get enough, honey. Y'all gonna get enough. And I got a feeling that somewhere down the line, I think that Scott's gonna come for Eugene. Scott and Eugene gonna have some words or somewhere down the line if they don't change this shit up. Seriously. But did you notice how Toya threw that little bit of shade in there? When Quad came to my house, talking to me about my finances, about with lip gloss, dollar lip gloss, and oodles and noodles and shit in a basket, I let the bitch get by with it. That been almost 2 years ago. You've been holding for 2 years to say that shit to Quad? I said, good job, bitch. Good job. But I was like, and Quad sat up there and looked. She said, but Quad is my friend. I said, you just threw shade at her, girl. And I laughed. Quad caught it. Quad caught it. And I was surprised that it's taking this long to come out, because I thought it was a little offensive that she did it. I was like, Quad, that was shady as hell. But yeah, Toya, child, Toya, fuck Toya. Anyway, a mess. But did y'all catch that? Did y'all catch it, Eddie? I said, She was, but her little thing was her. She said, this is going to be my moment to shine, honey. I said, okay. But then, here we go again. Just that quickly. We jump back, Simone. God damn it. Now, I just gave you a little bit of grace. And did you jump your ass into the midst of the Toya and Contessa shit and call Contessa a bitch again? You are not going to be satisfied until G.I. Jane busts you in the mouth. You're not. You got to stop it. You got to stop. You too quick on the draw. Just like they always talking about Heavenly. Y'all don't be paying attention. Simone is quick on the draw, be calling people out their name and shit. He be calling people bitches and shit. Ain't nobody going for that shit. Anyway, after that, they basically just wrapped everything up. You know, asked everybody what they learned. Ain't nobody learned shit. Honey, give it 30 days. They're going to start filming again. They'll be all back to what the fuck they was doing before, honey. Learn shit. Learn my ass. What I learned was that this didn't have to be 3 parts. It could have only been 2 parts. And bravo, Andy, what you need to learn is you need to figure out what you're going to do. Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. What days is it going to be? We're not trying to watch this show on all them different days, losing episodes and shit. Reviews and shit all out of whack. This is crazy. And to get your shit together. Anyway, until next season. Toodaloo, you guys. Leave y'all shit in the comment. I know there's going to be some more stuff in the comments. So let's do this for the last time this year. Well, till later on this year. Let's go. Comments. All right, guys. Thank y'all for watching. Catch y'all later.